Hi, writers, we're back. So, have you ever thought about a children's story that you'd like to write? I know that you have because I hear from many of you that you have an idea to write a children's book or you have an idea to write a children's journal and you just don't know where to start. So, I would like to give you 3 tips today to create engaging children's stories. So I'm Dr. Ebony. If you're new, welcome. I'm an author of books for children. I'm a writing educator and also a writing coach. I help you support you as you're starting your writing journey or honing your skills, or if you're journaling, or if you just love writing, you can do that with me and here at this platform. So if you're a writer who wants to write a children's book, start a journal, improve your writing, or join our community, you're in the right place. So hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and join us. So the first tip that I want to talk about is keeping it simple. So I hear a lot of you talk about this story that you'd like to share, and it maybe spans your entire lifetime, or it's an event that happened in your life, and you're thinking of a children's book that's 5,000 pages long. Just kidding. But it's a really, really high level, broad topic. It's going to take you years to write. Um, and all of that is fine, but I want to give you a tip to keep it simple. Okay. And not just because you're writing for kids to keep it simple. It's not that kids can't handle high level, broad topic stories, but we want to keep it engaging, right? We want to keep their attention. The story is special to you. You want to write the story in a way that's going to be special and engaging for your audience as well. So let's assume you've already chosen the age group. You've already chosen the characters. We'll talk about that in the next video. But you want to keep it simple, okay? Tell the story from A to Z as quickly, as exciting, in an exciting way as you can, okay? Use clear and concise language, okay? Think about the age group of the student that you're writing for, okay? Pay attention to, if you're around children in your life, pay attention to how they're speaking, pay attention to the language that they respond to. Pay attention to the dialogue between young children of that age so that you can mimic or you can pull some tips from that for your writing, okay? You want your language to be easily understood by the reader that you are writing for, okay? So avoid overly complex language, overly complex sentences, and overly complex vocabulary that may cut off access to that story for your reader, okay? So the first tip, keep it simple, okay? The second tip, show, don't tell. Now, what do I mean by show, don't tell? Okay. I want you to try to describe every single scene, every single detail of your story without naming it specifically. Okay. Use all 5 of your senses. Sight, sound, touch, smell, and what's the 5th one? Hearing, sight, touch, sound, smell. Did I get all 5? All 5 of your senses. Try and be as descriptive and vivid with those descriptions as you possibly can, okay? Try and use dialogue that shows us what was said versus telling us what was said, okay? So describe the beautiful scene. The trees were lush. The greenery was overpowering. It smelled like pine cones. Just be as descriptive as you can versus I saw a tree and there were leaves, right? There's one type of language that draws us in, paints us a picture, so to speak, versus telling us that you saw the tree. We want to see the tree, okay? When you're writing children's stories, you're going to be working with the illustrator to help pull the image out of your writing as well. But you want to write in a way that helps your illustrator paint that picture very vividly for your reader, okay? So use descriptions and dialogue that bring the story to life, okay? Let the reader imagine the scene rather than simply telling them what is happening, okay? So second tip, show, don't tell. First tip, keep it simple. Second tip, show, don't tell. The third tip that I want to give you, know your audience. If you have not been around children in many, many years, if you don't have children of your own, if you don't have nieces and nephews or grandchildren, that's okay. But start paying attention as you're out and about. Pay attention to what children are doing. Pay attention to what children are reading. Pay attention to how they are speaking, how they're communicating with the adults around them, how they're communicating with the children around them, so that you can get a feel of what the language looks like. You don't want to write a children's story using adult language that you would use with your adult friends, because your young readers are not going to be tapped in. They're not going to be engaged with you, okay? They're not going to be interested in your story. So start paying attention to the children around you. You have to really get to know your audience, who you're writing for. Consider their age, consider what they're interested in, and really, really target your language, hone your language to that target audience, okay? It's really, really important. Tailor your story to the level of understanding and what they will find exciting. So you can tell your story, but tell it in a way that is tailored for your audience, okay? And for their level of interest and for their level of understanding, okay? So tip 1, keep it simple. Tip 2, show, don't tell. Tip 3, know your audience really, really well, okay? So writing burst time. Grab your pen, grab your pencil, grab your paper, grab your laptop. This is the time when we spend at least 5 minutes writing every single day, okay? For your writing burst today, I want you to practice tip number 2, show, don't tell. You can describe what happened during your day today. You can describe something that you read. I want you to practice showing the scene versus telling the scene, okay? Spend at least 5 minutes writing. That's your burst for today. Thanks for joining me, and I will see you in the next video.